I am gone, release me. Let me go. I have so many things to see and do. You must not tie yourself to me with tears. Be happy that we had so many years. I gave you love. You can only guess how much you gave me in happiness. I thank you for the love each have shown, but now it is time I traveled alone. So grieve a while for me. If grieve you must, then let your grief be comforted by trust. It is only for a while that we must part, so bless those memories within your heart. I will not be far away, for life goes on. So if you need me, call, and I will come. Though you cannot see or touch me, I will be near, and if you listen with your heart, you will hear all of my love around you, soft and clear. Then, when you must come this way alone, I will greet you with a smile and a welcome home.
The story begins long, long ago, a world away from today. Some say it was a simpler time, or refer to it as the good old days. Well, be that what it may, the path was strewn with monumental challenges. There was a severe and persistent drought, with practically no rain for 7 years.
I remember the droughts. It was 7 years we didn't raise anything, and the folks didn't know what they was going to feed us. And them days they didn't have welfare and food stamps and things. You had to go out and work for what you got. And Dad worked for the county for days and days, working on county roads and building bridges and stuff. So they would pay him so we could buy stuff.
A plague of locusts, of biblical proportions, swarmed across the land, devouring what was left of the crops.
And then the grasshoppers came, and they would just eat field off at a time. They just go in and strip a field. All there was left was the stalk of the corn. And they got where they'd eat the pitchfork handles. They'd stick the pitchfork handles into the haystack. And they finally then got to putting this poison along the fence rows and got rid of them. And you'd go out and maybe the side of your house would just be black, and they would just eat the paint right off your house. And they would just came, and I don't know where they came from or what, but it was a real disaster, those grasshoppers.
Then came the infamous dust storms during the Dust Bowl. Choking dust filled the air and deeply drifted across the plains.
Then the dirt storms came because there wasn't any rain, and there would be times that the dirt would be so thick that you couldn't see the sun. It would be pitch dark, and in the middle of the daytime we'd have to light the lanterns, and Mom would stick rags in the cracks of the windows to keep the dirt out, and still there'd be fine dirt come in. And one time my dad got dust pneumonia. He got so much dust in his lungs that he got dust pneumonia. And sometimes that'd last for days, and then maybe the wind would come up and blow that all out of the sky and it'd clear off, and then they'd say, oh look, there comes another dirt storm, and here these big old dirt storms. And the dirt would pile up so high, it would just pile up in big drifts and along the fence line and in the garden and stuff, and along the side of the road, just big piles.
Of course, there was the stock market crash, followed by the Great Depression.
We'd go down and get squirrels and eat rabbits and stuff like that to survive. We was having real hard times and depressions and drought and everything, and we had depression dinners, and all of the neighbors from all over would get together and bring a covered dish, and we'd call them a depression dinner.
The world plunged into a world war of a magnitude never seen before or since. World War II brought sacrifices on the battlefront, but also on the home front with shortages of all supplies and rationing for food, gasoline, and clothing. Rising up to meet these challenges head-on was a new generation. They have become known as the greatest generation. Betty was one of them. Betty Jane Dunlap was born on Valentine's Day, 1924, on the family homestead in Nebraska. Betty was the youngest of the 6 children who lived on the homestead along with their mother, father, and grandmother.
Our old car was a Model T, and it had a square bottom on it and or frame on it, and we used to have to crank it. We didn't have a starter like you have now to get in. It had a crank out in the front of the car, and there was a little choke there, and you'd choke it and then you'd start cranking the car. And you had to be real careful sometimes. If you let loose of that crank, it'd spin backwards, and you wanted to really get away from that in a hurry.
remember when I first met her. She just always was there, patching me up, wiping my nose, washing behind my ears. She was a taxi driver to all of my games. In the stand she would cheer me on. She should have earned a PhD just for being my mom. I'd cry, Mom, that was my code for distress. It worked better than SOS. From skinned up knees to the flu bug, she made it all better with a kiss and a hug. 24/7, always on call. From the mumps to the measles, she could doctor it all. She was busy as a beaver from dusk till dawn. Unconditional love, that was my mom. She's a Wonder Woman, a gift from God. There were eyes in the back of her head. Somehow she knew what I was doing when I thought everything was hid. I saw Jesus in that lady's life as she taught me right from wrong. Well, God loves children, a great big bunch, 'cause He created our moms. I'd cry, Mom, that was my code for distress. It worked better than SOS. From skinned up knees to the flu bug, she made it all better with a kiss and a hug. 24/7, always on call. From the mumps to the measles, she could doctor it all. She was busy as a beaver from dusk till dawn. Unconditional love, that was my mom. I'd cry, Mom, that was my code for distress. It worked better than SOS. From skinned up knees to the flu bug, she made it all better with a kiss and a hug. 24/7, always on call. From the mumps to the measles, she could doctor it all. She was busy as a beaver from dusk till dawn. Unconditional love, that was my mom.
Laughter is best. Sing through the night of it. Swiftly the tear and the hurt and the ache of it. Find us down here. Life must be what we make of it. Life is a song. Let us dance to the thrill of it. Grief's hours are long, and cold is the chill of it. Joy is man's need. Let us smile for the sake of it. This be our creed. Life must be what we make of it. Life is a soul, the virtue and vice of it. Strife for a goal, and man's strength is the price of it. Your life and mine, the bare bread and the cake of it, end in this line. Life must be what we make of it.